Have you ever wondered how water reaches the top floor of the building, or how crude oils flow through the pipelines, or how chemicals move inside a refinery? So the answer is very simple. It is your pump. Pump is a mechanical device with the help you transfer or move fluids, mainly your liquid, from one location to another location. Let's suppose the one location is here and the second location is here. If you want to move your fluid from this location to this location, so we use the pump. Now in today's video, we will understand the types of the pumps, their working principle, application, advantages, limitation, and where each pump is used in real industry. Okay, and this video is extremely important for your interviews, your upcoming exams, and practical engineering knowledge if you work in a plant or in DCS. Please watch till the end, and if you will have any doubt in this topic, please let me in the comments box. I will definitely clear your doubt as soon as possible. And if you want I help you in your upcoming interview or in your resume building, also let me know in the Instagram. You can simply DM us in Instagram, and my Instagram ID is Core Engineering. So the first question comes in the mind, that is, what is a pump? So pump is a mechanical device which is used to move fluids or transfer fluids, mainly liquids, from one location to another by increasing the pressure or velocity of the fluid. So can you let me in the comments box? I have written here mainly liquids. Okay, why not air or gas in case of pump? Can you let me in the comments box? There is a very simple reason behind it. If you know, please let me in the comments box. Now, pump is used to transfer fluid from one location to another location. Okay. Also, we can say pump converts mechanical energy which is given by your shaft of the motor into hydraulic energy. Now, let's see. This is your pump, right? Now, you have to transfer your fluid at the 5th floor. How will you transfer fluid from this location 1 to location 2? So you can only transfer fluid from location 1 to location 2 when there will be the delta P. Okay, and that delta P, what is delta P? That is nothing but your P1 minus P2. It means that the P1 should be greater than P2. Then only you can transfer your fluid from one location to another location. Okay, now we know that what is a pump. Okay, we somehow know what is the function of the pump. Now where the pumps are used? So pumps are used in power plants, oil and gas industries, chemical plants, water supply plants. Let's suppose you will see in ETP, the pumps are used. In WTP, pumps are used. In HVAC systems, pumps are used. In every industry, even in your home as well, we use the pump to move fluid from your ground floor to your top floor. So now let's understand the main classification of the pump. So mainly we classify the pump in two categories. So the first one is your positive displacement pump and the second one is your dynamic pump. Now let's understand each type in detail. First one is your positive displacement pump. Positive displacement pump. So in positive displacement pump, trap a fixed amount of liquid. It is very important. When I am saying trap a fixed amount of liquid, it means that your flow rate, that is Q, is constant. Okay, and then force it out through the discharge pipe. Just see this. This is your one pump. Okay, let's say this is your reciprocating pump. Right now what will happen, this is your inlet I'm assuming, and this is the outlet. Okay, now what will happen, that your positive displacement pump will trap a fixed amount of volume when this shaft will go backward. Okay, so vacuum will create and the liquid will come into this chamber. So this chamber has a constant volume. Okay, so constant space you can say. So it will trap a fixed amount of liquid, and then when you will push it or when it will go forward, so what will happen, that fixed amount of liquid will go outside the discharge pipe, and that's how this reciprocating pump work. And I have already made a detailed video about the reciprocating pump. You can check it out our playlist. You can also check it out in the comments box and in the description of this video. Now in the positive displacement pump, your flow rate is constant irrespective of the pressure. This is the advantage of the positive displacement pump. That's why you will see that the positive displacement pumps are used in the dosing system. And the main characteristics of the positive displacement pumps are: it is suitable for the high pressure, it is best for the viscous liquid. So you will see whenever we use the viscous liquid, for example your lube oil or any kind of the other viscous fluid, you will see we use the positive displacement pump, for example your gear pump, right? And it is provide the accurate flow control. Then the types of the positive displacement pumps. What are the types of the positive displacement pumps? So the first one is your reciprocating pump, which we discussed just now. So reciprocating pump work using a back and forth motion, same you can say the forward and backward motion of a piston or plunger. So this piston and plunger is a backbone of the reciprocating pump. Okay, now what are the components of the reciprocating pump? Your piston plunger, okay, which is the main part. You can compare piston or plunger with the impeller which we used in the centrifugal pump. Okay, if you want to watch the detailed video of the reciprocating pump, you can check it out our playlist. I have already made a detailed video. Here we are only discussing the types of the positive displacement pump. Now the components of the reciprocating pumps are piston plunger, then cylinder, then your suction valve, or you can say the NRV, then the discharge valve. So this is your discharge NRV or check valve, right? Type, it could be single acting pump, it is double acting pump. I have already covered that in our last video. You can check it out that video as well. Now the application of the reciprocating pump. So you will see these pump in the boiler feed water, then hydraulic system, in high pressure dosing system, like in a boiler mainly. When you dose fluid in a boiler, you can see these pumps. Okay, now the one of the most important part, that reciprocating pumps are not suitable for the large flow rates. Can you let me in the comments box what is the reason behind it, why it is not used for the large flow rates? I have just told you about the positive displacement pump. Now there are another positive displacement pump, that is your rotary positive displacement pump. When I say rotary, it means that pump will have a rotating mechanism to move fluid from one location to another location. Now the types of the rotary positive displacement pumps are your gear pump, okay, which is best for lubricating oil. Then there are screw pump, which you will see in the fuel oil system. Vane pump, which is used in the hydraulic machines. Then there lobe pump, which is used in the food and pharma industries. Okay, now what are the advantages of the rotary positive displacement pump? So the smooth flow, compact design, and good for viscous fluid. In viscous fluid, you do not use your centrifugal pump, we use the gear pump or positive displacement pump. I have already made a detailed video about the difference between centrifugal pump or gear pump. Okay, you can also check it out, that video as well. Now the most important pumps are your dynamic pumps. Okay, this is very important, and 80% of the interviews questions are asked from the dynamic pumps. So what are the dynamic pumps? So dynamic pumps increase fluid energy using kinetic energy, okay, which is later converted into the pressure energy. Now the flow depends on the system resistance. If the system resistance will be there, okay, system resistance means the resistance at the outlet of your centrifugal pump or your discharge or your dynamic pumps, right? Now the types of the dynamic pumps. So there is first one is, and most important pump is your centrifugal pump, which is used 80 to 90% of the pump which is used in our industries are the centrifugal pump. Now why? I'll tell you that as well. Now first is its working principle. Fluid or the liquid enters the pump eye. This is your pump eye here. Then rotating impeller increases the velocity, and then velocity converts into the pressure in the volute casing, and this is your casing. That's how your centrifugal pumps work. If you want to watch the complete video or dedicated video of the centrifugal pump, you can check it out the playlist. What are the main parts of the your centrifugal pump? Impeller. Okay, this one is your impeller. Here you can see this is the impeller. The rotating part or the heart of the centrifugal pump is a impeller. Then casing, this one is your casing. Shaft, this one is the shaft. Okay, there are two shafts. The first shaft is your impeller shaft and the second one is your motor shaft. Then mechanical seal, which is used to prevent the leakage, okay, in a centrifugal pump. Now, what are the application of the centrifugal pump? See, centrifugal pumps are used everywhere. Okay, in water supply, in cooling water system, you can see in cooling water pump also a centrifugal pump, then chemical plants, firefighting system, oil and gas industry, etc. Okay, advantages: simple in design, there are less moving parts. Okay, simple in design, then low maintenance, suitable for large flow rates. Okay, because the system resistance is there. What is the limitation? Not suitable for very high pressure. That's why we shift towards the positive displacement pump, and not good for the viscous liquid. That's why we shift towards the your gear pump or the rotary positive displacement pump, right? Now the types of the dynamic pump: the first one was your centrifugal pump, the second one is your axial flow pump. Okay, in axial flow pump, the fluid flows parallelly to the pump shaft. So this is your, let's suppose, the pump shaft. So fluid will enter parallel to the pump shaft. You can see in this picture as well. Okay, why? Where it is used? When you use the high discharge and low head, then you can use the axial flow pump. Application: flood control, then irrigation, and in the circulation system we use the axial flow pump. Then the next pump is your mixed flow pump, and this pump is a combination of the centrifugal and axial flow pump. Okay, this is very important. Now the characteristic is your medium head you will get here, and the medium flow rate. Medium flow rate with respect to your both the pump. Okay, your centrifugal pump and your axial flow pump. Now the application is water treatment plants and cooling water circulation. We use sometime the mixed flow pump. Okay, all right. Now if you will see the real industrial selection example, then if you are pumping thick oil, you can use a gear or screw pump. If there is a large water flow, we can use the centrifugal pump. If there is a chemical dosing, we can use a reciprocating pump. If there is a flood water, we can use a axial flow pump. So these are the some selection example. Okay, it could be different as well. Just I am giving a thumb rule example. There is a comparison between the positive displacement pump and dynamic pumps, and I have already made a video about it. You can also check it out, but here you can also see there are the parameters, there are the types of the pump, your positive displacement pump or dynamic pump. Now in case of flow, in positive displacement pump the flow will be constant, but in dynamic it will be variable. Same with respect to pressure. In positive displacement pump, pressure will be high. In case of the dynamic pump, it will be medium. If you want to increase the pressure, then you will have to go with the multi-stage pump. Then there is the viscous fluid. So positive displacement pump is suitable, but dynamic pumps are not suitable. Then with respect to maintenance, in positive displacement pump, maintenance is high, but in dynamic pump, maintenance is low. So that's all for that today's video. If you learned something new from this video, hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and let me know if you have any doubts. So that's all for the today's video. Thanks for watching. Keep learning. Thank you.